and welcome back to the Citizen channel and our match report feature as we check out West Ham 2, Manchester City 2. Yes, interesting. At half time, I would have taken that, but as it panned out, we probably could have done a little bit better. But as it is, we're going to get a nervy last game of the season. That's if Southampton don't do us any favours in midweek, which I don't expect. Expect the worst and see what happens. That's what I say. Obviously, this game was played on the 15th of May, West Ham City, 2022, 2 p.m. kickoff. Of course, please check out my player rating show as well that accompanies this. And just before we start, new issue of King of the Kippax 287 is out now. So obviously with summers coming up, you want a good read. If you like me, I read it from cover to cover. It don't take me too long. I'm a quick reader. But if you're not already subscribed, please get a subscription. There'll be stuff on the screen there for that. But give Dave and Sue and all the team at King of the Kippax your support. That'd be great. So King of the Kippax. So we can get back copies as well. A bit of light reading over the summer so you don't miss City too much. Although I'll be here as well, guys. So don't worry about that. Right, let's talk West Ham City. I got 7 right, which isn't great. But in my defence, I did not know Ferner and Laporte would be fit. I assume both of those will be injured. So I'll get away with that, can't I? Can I? Probably not. Anyway, the team: Edison, Cancelo, Ferner, Laporte, Zinchenko, Rodri, De Bruyne, Bernardo, Mahrez, Jesus and Grealish. And the subs, I did obviously have Aki, Sterling and Foden playing in my team. Stefan, Aki, Sterling, Gundogan, Foden, Egan Riley, and Betty, Palmer and Lavia. And once again, Pep didn't play any substitutes. Interesting, very interesting when you've got the walking wounded on the pitch. Certainly people like Laporte. Very odd, but because we know Aki's capable of playing, surely capable of giving us 10 minutes, but hey, it doesn't matter, does it? Who's in charge? Well, Mr. Anthony Taylor didn't want to give us a penalty or two, did he? He could have probably give us 2, but he didn't want to give us 1, but he was told to, basically, wasn't he? So, even though he had a great view of it, as normal for Anthony Taylor, inconsistencies all over the pitch. For and against us, in all fairness. On VAR, we have to thank Mr. John Brooks for telling him to get off his bum and go and watch look at the monitor. Right, match report. We'll get through as quick as I can. When you create as many chances as we did in the game, we have to be quick. So I'll try to pick out the main points. So we had a couple of early chances, one for Zinchenko, and then West Ham had a great chance. Early on, a free header from about 8 yards. It should have went over the bar. It should have done a little bit better. 6 minutes, KDB shoots well wide, but obviously Laporte tries to redirect it. It doesn't quite work. 18 minutes, Jesus can't quite control in the box, and West Ham clear it. He sort of claims that was where he obviously got, I think that was the penalty shout, wasn't it? So I've not watched it back, guys, but I believe he was kicked, so I'll have to have a watch of that at some stage. 22 minutes, a Rodri effort was deflected over. 23 minutes, a Ferner fizzer, call it. That was always rising over the bar. 24 minutes, that's it. It's 1-0 to West Ham. Not very good, is it? Bowen just onside. Well played, gets in behind and puts West Ham into lead. Took it well, took it round Edison. Could Edison done better? Possibly. I'm not too sure. He's not his greatest attribute, is it? But all credit for Bowen for putting it in from a sort of narrow angle. I think Laporte was there, but he couldn't do much about it. And he was fed through by Fornals as well. Bowen, a great ball from Fornals. But we caught out again on that halfway line, weren't we? Where we just, so many times that happens. It's just pretty scary. It'll certainly be scary going into next week, that's for sure. 29 minutes, a long-range effort from Laporte. Again, similar to Ferner's earlier, was always rising and going over the bar. 36 minutes, good play by Zinchenko, and Jesus shoots just wide. 37 minutes again, Jesus, but he does well, but his shot is just blocked. 45 minutes, a poor free kick. Let's get to half-time 1-0 down. It's not too bad, is it? A poor free kick, KDB straight at Fabianski, and literally go up the other end. Antonio feeds through Bowens, again superbly, brilliant little move, who again beats the offside trap. Despite he didn't sort of control it very well, but obviously we haven't got the pace to get back very quickly, but he got his shot away through Ferner's legs. And of course, Edison was just flat-footed, couldn't do anything about it. So we're going at half-time, 2-0 down. Our goal difference, I'm starting to panic now. If we lose this and Liverpool win against Southampton, our goal difference is down to 5. So I don't want Liverpool to knock Southampton for 6. So I'm all panicky at half-time. I think I had a right to be. I think most of us probably were. But of course, back into the second half. 49 minutes, we're back in it, of course. Rodri does well under pressure, sort of nods back across, and Grealish smacks it home. He did take a deflection, but he hit the target, and all credit to him. Fabianski was left flat-footed. He had no chance with that one. So it's 2-1 game on. 53 minutes, Jesus had a couple of half chances, but these were stopped sort of by the keeper. 61 minutes, we started to look a little bit sloppy around the 61st minute. There's a poor Laporte back pass that sort of absolutely nowhere near Edison. Edison was Edison's fault or Laporte, I'm not too sure, but it ended up with being smashed into the side netting by Bowen. But we got away with that one, and then again very shortly after, about 65 minutes, sloppy from Ferner. It was as though he thought the West Ham player was a City player. He sort of passed it to Antonio. Of course, Edison was in two minds whether to come or stay or whatever. Obviously, he did come a little bit, and of course, Antonio tried to chip him, but it went high and wide, fortunately. So a big let-off for us. 69 minutes, panic in the defence. Kufel heads an own goal to put us back in it 2-2. I think we all thought we'd perhaps go on and win it from here, couldn't we? Or at least I was thinking, at least a draw's not a disaster. That I was thinking at that point in time. A free kick from Mahrez. I think Laporte won the foul, took a bit of a knock to his knee again, looked a bit in discomfort. That was 70 minutes. He didn't go off the pitch, so seemingly was okay. But obviously, just a floated ball into the box, and Kufel just headed it past Fabianski in the goal. It was 2-2. A little bit of pressure from City then. But then again, on 75 minutes, almost 3 again for West Ham, as Laporte didn't know much about it, but he got a block in, another Bowen chance, and it sort of just skims and fizzes wide from the block from Laporte. But we could have been 3-2. There's no sort of, again, I talk about game management and controlling game. I mean, we've got a draw, at least keep the draw and try and go for a win. Well, let's not do anything stupid. But again, West Ham had chances to go 3-2. 79 minutes, a great little, Grealish, he beat about 3 or 4 men and sort of got first shot off that was well blocked. Then he managed to get another shot off that was blocked. So, I mean, it was good from Grealish. Perhaps he could have done a little bit better, but, he was perhaps looking for support that wasn't there, but all credit to him. 82 minutes, a rare foray forward by Fernandinho, just for about 20 yards. He just a poor shot. It was really poor, but it wasn't Ferner's greatest game, was it? Check out my player ratings, guys. 84 minutes, this chance to win the game and make it all nice and comfortable for next week. Jesus, I mean, obviously on the replay, it looked clear as day, and Anthony Taylor was right behind it. He didn't want to give it, but he was sent to the monitor, and yes, it had to be a penalty because Jesus had poked the ball before the player had fouled him. Simple as that. The player didn't touch the ball; he just fouled Jesus. So Mahrez, pretty poor. He's been knocking him in for fun, hasn't he, all season, guys? I think that's his favourite side. Fabianski knows that. He committed himself, but Mahrez had put it in the top bins, like as he has done in 3 or 4 recent penalties. He wouldn't have got to it, but Fabianski, a big lad, he just saved it. It was just a nice height for him, and a big chance to sort this league out. Done and dusted. Will that come back to haunt us? I hope not. But that was about it. I mean, there was a couple of other chances, of course, late on for both teams, but nothing came of it, and we had to settle for a 2-2 draw. The stats, shots 6 by West Ham with 2 on target. How many goals did they score? 2. That was it. So not bad going from them. And City, here you go, 31 shots. 8 on target. There was a number of blocks as well in that, so it doesn't look as bad. Stats not as bad, perhaps, as it appears. 78% for City. Yeah, probably right. And again, I keep saying with City, we need to be in the 90% on these pass completions for this end of season. And again, 91%, no complaints there. And of course, West Ham just 66%. So when you look at those stats overall, the fact that West Ham drew 2-2 is a bit disappointing. But as I said, we can't be disappointed at the way things were at half time. So my man of the match, guys, please check my player ratings show and the Manchester Evening News player ratings. I gave it Jesus. I was stuck. Grealish played very well, but I thought Bernardo was excellent in picking up the ball and running around and doing things and helping create things. But I thought the work rate of Jesus and winning us that penalty, and he perhaps should have had a couple of penalties. I gave him the man of the match. Let me know what you think. Our overall record, of course, now against West Ham at their place, we played them 54 times. Won 18, drawn 12 and lost 24. So we could do with increasing that. They say they're not the West Ham we played 4 or 5 years ago where we used to give them a good hiding. They've gone a lot better than that. So what about West Ham going forward? Yeah, it does still look like the Europa Conference League, doesn't it, for them, rather than Europa. But there's one game each between them and United who it's between. And there's no guarantee United will win at Palace. And the draw's not much good either if West Ham win, because the goal difference is in West Ham's favour. So if West Ham can get a win, they play at Brighton. They've still got a chance. If they want the Europa League, is there any difference? Did they play more games? Did they play less games Europa opposed to the conference? I'm not too sure. Will West Ham be that bothered? It's just to get in Europe is nice. Of course it is. And well done for West Ham for that. A hard-working display. If Antonio perhaps concentrated more on staying on his feet than falling over, he'd do a lot better. But Ian Bowen really worried that makeshift defence. I do worry about next week and people like Coutinho and that ex-City player, stuff like that Villa have. Obviously, Gerrard will have them pumped up, but we'll talk about that in the previous show anyway. But I do worry about it, seeing what West Ham did to our makeshift defence. That then hopefully being at home will improve things. But I do worry. We'll talk about that anyway. Yeah, Fabianski had a good game. It was okay. A couple of saves he didn't know much about, but he was there with his body to block them. And they defended very well, very, very well. Not pretty to watch at times, West Ham, but they only restricted us to 31 chances, as I said, which a lot of those were blocked. So all credit for getting men behind the ball, men where it counts. And, that all credit for Mr. Moyes, who obviously we know is the chosen one, isn't he? So, yeah, all credit to him to concede 31 chances and get away with a 2-2 draw. I think United would take that these days. They did give it a go, and obviously all the best to Mr. Noble, who will be on a beach, won't he, next year, rather than having to mark Haaland, isn't he? I pronounce it Haaland, guys, not Haaland, apparently. That's what I've been told. So, yeah, that was quite funny. But it's nice to see him get on anyway for the West Ham fans. But all credit to the City fans as well. I very rarely, I think obviously they sang their hearts out even when they were pretty down. I thought they did very, very well today. Yeah, so all credit to West Ham, and a European place is great for them. I think that's fantastic, and I think they'll look forward to that as well. As for us, well, it leaves us a nerve-wracking game next week, doesn't it? Liverpool do the business of Southampton, which I do expect them to do. Expect the worst and hope for the best. And it's going to be a nerve week injury-wise. I mean, I say I'd be very interested to see how Laporte's come out of that game. But the fact that he did play a full game, it seems odd, which means to me he couldn't have done. Hopefully, he's not done any further damage, so it'll be okay. Laporte and Aki at the back, I would certainly prefer that to Laporte and Werner at the back at the moment, especially how Werner's playing. And as I say, I don't think Pep's going to play any youngsters. He's going to stick with the guys that have been there doing it, and unfortunately, just couldn't see us over the line today. But we'll have to see. We'll talk about the Villa game anyway. As far as this game's concerned. Yeah, it's in our own hands now, isn't it? Going forward, one game left. Say if Liverpool do win, we're a point ahead. If we win the game against Villa, it's our title. But it's certainly not going to be easy with Mr. Gerrard. And I hope it won't come back to haunt us, and we won't rue that missed Mahrez penalty. Did you have any confidence when he was taking it, guys? I don't think I did particularly, in all fairness. Although a few games ago, I would have said he was a shoe-in for the team just to take penalties. But hey, when it comes to the crunch, perhaps we can't rely on him, unfortunately. But that appears so. But yeah, he'll be back, I'm sure. I'm not going to have a go at Mahrez. It's just one of those things. Shame he didn't choose the other side rather than his more favourable side. I think he might have scored. I think Fabianski was always going to go to his left. But that's how it is. So please check out my little player ratings show as well. And Stuart Brennan's ratings. I think we agree generally. There's a few low marks on that one. And please join me next week as we preview, of course, this big Villa game, which I was hoping wasn't going to be as stressful as that, but obviously I was hoping for, you know, would be nice 3 points clear and nice goal difference, and it'd all be more or less over. And so now we're going to have a panicky Sunday, aren't we, next week? Fortunately, I've got the Monday off, so that's okay. So join me for the preview show anyway, which will be out next week, and of course my odd show. And there's a History Boys show out there on City versus Villa on the 15th of May, another home game, the final game at home on 15th of May, 1979. Yes, Mr. Tony Buck in charge. Well, just hanging on against Ron Saunders. There you go. So have a check out my City versus Villa History Boys feature, the last for this season. Please check that out as well. So it'd be great if you can do. Leave us your comments, guys, what you thought of the match, etc. It'd be great to hear from you. And thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me. Until we meet again, well, that's one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.